This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gab-fed show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the code for the machine of lethal moving parts that you would be lied to your voice if you never stood here. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
And do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Darl, the movement dedicated to empowering men, uniting brothers, and building a strong coalition. This is more than just a conversation. It's a call to action. Join us as we uplift, support, and inspire men worldwide. Because together, we don't just talk, we lead. We grow and we conquer. Are you ready to be part of the coalition? Let's dive in.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Shaw and Darrell. What's going on, brother?
Yes, what's up, my bro? Boy, what's going on with you?
Nothing to it, man. Welcome everybody into the show, man. We appreciate you guys tapping in with us again, man. Again. So we got like a little serious topic to talk about this week, man.
What we got, bro? What we got?
Why are our young people dying so young?
Oh man.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna just give like a little bit of context of what they're saying. Why people are dying younger due to a combination of factors, including a surge in deaths from drug overdoses, alcohol-related deaths, suicide, and increase in heart disease and other chronic conditions. Additionally, some experts believe that societal issues and policy decisions contribute to these trends. So with that being said, what I just read, what do you think? Because you have a young daughter. I have a young son. You know, I got two. You know, when I say young, it's crazy because both of them young.
Yeah, in the 20s or whatever. Yeah, you know, 20s, maybe 30s or whatever.
You can't have an older son, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like you said, man, that's crazy because like you said, you know, I was gonna ask you too, even though I was supposed to be responding to what you was asking me. But
you good?
Ain't this kind of wild, man, that so many young kids, even down in the elementary levels, or I don't know if a lot of people talking about that, but they're being diagnosed with diabetes and all this type of stuff that, you know, like we once thought that elderly people had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of, man, they're getting this, I don't know if it's environmental or what it is, but
gotta be in the food, brother. Gotta be in the food.
Yeah, it got to be, man, because I know a lot of kids, they love the McDonald's and stuff like that. You know, I guess we putting them out there like that, but I think, man, like I said, man, it's in the food, man, and like you said, you know, with the I think you saying something about the suicide rate, stuff like that.
Yeah, basically, this is the overview. So the key contributing factors when we talking about why the young people are dying so young, one of the top factors is drug overdoses, drug poisoning, particularly from opioids, has become a major driver of early deaths, accounting for a significant portion of excess deaths among young adults.
Man, that's tough, man, because they, you know, they look at that social media, you know, when you're talking about the opioids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I go, you know, it's the same arena, but I do something different because you got like a lot of kids. Because my daughter have told me this. You got a lot of kids that's her age that's vaping.
Right.
That may not kill them like, you know, like opioids or nothing like that. But I don't know what this whole trend with the vapes and the opioids and all this stuff like that come from. I don't know if it's something that they seeing like a challenge or something that's on social media or
possible
what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's really wild, man, that it's happening like that.
It's possible, man. I also when you talk about vaping, I think vaping it only just leads to something else, because what it does is it creates like that certain atmosphere to think it's cool. So when they see somebody else vaping, they want to vape. Now you got some vapes you can put, you know, I guess CBD oil in it. You know, so you can get high at work and people don't even know you're getting high, or getting a buzz at work and don't even know you're getting high. And then once you get immune, you and I used to drink a lot.
Right.
Used to drink a whole lot. And once we drunk so much, we got immune to it. To the point that we can drink and drive. I ain't telling y'all to do this. Don't say man talk with y'all and Daryl said it's okay to. We didn't say that. MBR Radio did not say that. Okay.
Right. But we could do it at ease though.
Yeah, let me clear that up. But we can drive anywhere we wanted to, you know, because we had got so immune to doing it. You know, it's the same thing when they start vaping. They start vaping and they get immune to it. What they want, something stronger. What we wanted, something stronger. And I think that's what kind of happens. And then now the stuff that they put inside of the drugs, and only thing it does is it causes they can take so much that it cause drug overdoses. My personal and
man, like I said, man, you know, that vaping is wild, man, because it's like when you're riding around, you know, the cities or towns, whatever. You notice how they got the vape shops. It's like they making them now so it's attractive. Attracting the young folks. Like it got like Christmas lights and
everything, all
kind of lights, and they got they got the vape shops where they got the drive-through windows and everything. Now, when I first saw that, man, that kind of tripped me out. I actually seen the actual cars go around the vape shop. They lit up, you know, like lights sparkling everywhere, you know, and it looks so pretty, right? And you know, they got, like you said, the CB oil for sale and all the stuff like this or whatever. And people, they in line just like they at McDonald's in the drive-through line. I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah. Now you think about this though. People ride during Christmas time,
right?
In lines to go see Christmas lights because it's attractive. Why you think they use that same setup? It's attractive.
You got that mind, get that mind.
Draw them right on in, dog.
I forgot what it is. It's something that, like they said, it with the gaming systems that'll spark something in their mental and have them addicted to the games, you know, the games and stuff, the video games.
Give them a good feeling. You're talking about dopamine, where give them that good rush. Dopamine, give them a good rush, and they keep wanting that feeling over and over.
And that's how it is with the vape shops. And then, like you said, you know, when, like I said, after they vape for so long or whatever, because like I said, you got kids, man, 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade, man, they vaping. So like you said, now they looking for the next high dose of whatever gonna take them there. So that's when they lead to them opioids. And take them out of here.
And this is the next one is something we used to be professionals in, Doc. Alcohol related deaths. Alcohol use contributes to a variety of health problems and accidents, leading to increased mortality rates. Drinking and driving. I mean, that's the key thing. They feel like, you know, once they get a little, you ever seen somebody, Doc, they super quiet and then they get a couple of drinks and then they Superman.
No doubt.
And that's what happened. They get out here and start driving and they think that they can handle it. In actuality, they can't. You know, that your depth, your perception is is off. So you think you can take this turn doing 60 miles per hour when it's only you supposed to 40 miles per hour or 25, and that's what happens.
Right, but it go back to what you said earlier. It go back to what you said earlier. See, these kids, like when they drinking, or whatever they smoking or whatever, definitely the smoke moments we use drinking since we're talking about that. When they go to drinking, you know, a lot of them can't handle it. Like the way, like it was like I said, man talking, MBR radio ain't promoting y'all to do this, but we did it so much. We was immune to it, so we can drive from here to wherever about right. You know what I'm saying? So you got the new kids who ain't never had that kind of practice. If you want to use that analogy, they haven't practiced yet. So when they get their first buzz or their first couple of drinks or whatever, and then like you said, they try to fall into that curve driving. That's when you had that accident, that alcohol related accident. Man, and that's new people. And that is one of the things, man, that like you said, it's they ain't immune to it. Your body can get immune to anything. You talking about Navy SEALs, some of the stuff you went through, you know, your body and your mind can get immune to anything. It can get to a place where your body start accepting it. When in the beginning, you didn't accept it. Now you take people to drink. You have people been drinking, and then they can drink all day long. All day, wine, anything. It don't even, and can go drive anywhere they want to. Because like, you know, like I said again, I will make sure we keep saying this. We not promoting this, but just like you're saying, back in the day, you know, we drunk so much, you know what I'm saying, was immune to us. I mean, you remember I used to come home, I used to drive home from Norfolk, from the naval base. Drink all the way home, hang out with the fellas, drinking with the fellas. Now I drive on back to Norfolk sometime that same night. The same thing when I went to Camp Lejeune. I used to drive from Camp Lejeune. You know how me and the boys used to ride home from Camp Lejeune, drinking and riding back drinking. So, you know what I'm saying? Once your body get immune to it, like you were saying, you know, you get, you know, but like I said, we're not promoting you to do that. Because let me be clear on what we talking about. Why young people die so young. First one is drug overdose. Second one is alcohol related deaths. This third one is suicide. Mental health challenges and societal stressors can contribute to a rising number of suicides, especially among young and middle-aged adults. Young people are under so much stress because they peer pressure. Hey, you ain't got the same shoes I got. Hey, I just wrote. Hey, they laugh at you when they ride by your house if you got broke down cars in the front yard. Or whatever kind of car you drive. You got dogs running through the yard. They laughing at you. Your mom drive this kind of car, you know, so they laugh at you. You right. Hey, bro, let's just tell this story, dog, before we, you know, we got to break in a couple minutes, right? Go ahead. So if you ain't got a strong mind, well, we got pretty strong minds. I remember when we had this old car, old white Chevrolet, where you got your name from, 4-barrel, right? And every time we used to beg mom, hey, you can drop us off right here. She was like, no, we're gonna drop you off in front of the school. Like, no, you can drop all the kids standing around, dog. It's busted, it's got black rim. No, you can drop us all right. No, I'm gonna make sure y'all, I'm gonna drop it. And every single time, you know what this car would do when she drive us off, shut the door, that baby would go poop, poop, and cut off right there in front of the school. Every single time. We used to be like, yo, why? Like I remember one time, man, I think she sat out there for like, it used to like, I think it was something going with the carburetor. So I think you could sit there for a little while and let the, I guess the fuel drop down and start back up. Flood it out. I remember one time she said that school people know what I'm talking about. She said that one time for a couple of hours, and we were just like, yo, why you gotta embarrass us like this? Like it was, bruh, it was so embarrassing. But that didn't cause us want to go commit suicide. I'm just saying it's just one. It's just, I don't know what's going on with this society. We were built different. We definitely built different. You know, we built everybody. You know, I think as a whole, as a society, I think in the community, everybody was built different back then.
Yeah, dog.
You know,
hey,
these
look,
days- yeah,
we
go
right
ahead.
up against the break, dog. So we're gonna pick up on this when we get back, y'all.
Okay. All right.
Signed up to fight for freedom. What a price you had to pay. Picture in a helmet, missing family every day. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane. Some scars we'll never see. She will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter. She's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. On that old dusty base with the meadows that shine, she's been to hell and back for the stars and the stripes. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane, and some scars we'll never see, and she will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. Yeah, yes. For the ones that didn't make it, we will pause and then we cry. We can still see their smile in every sunrise. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133
Yes,
with
sir.
Charles and Daryl. Hey, though, do I need to give him that little fast talking disclaimer? How they do on
Yeah, go ahead and give it to him. Drop it to him.
MBR. At MBR Man Talk 133 is not telling people to go drink, do drugs, vape, none of that. We just this is some of the reasons why young people are dying so young. This is what we talking about. The next one on the list was heart disease and other chronic conditions. The prevalence of obesity, diabetes, and other cardiometabolic diseases is increasing, leading to earlier onset of heart disease and related conditions. McDonald's,
Yep.
Burger King. Hey, I ain't trying to put y'all out there as bad companies because, hey, y'all doing what companies do.
We said
Y'all
come to
selling the product.
We said come to the front of the congregation.
Come on up. So we got to holler at you for a minute. I'm just saying they just doing it. Just like anything else. We go to the stores all the time, right? And we go to the stores. They can't make me buy alcohol. It's just in there.
Right.
I got the option to buy what I want.
But you know that fast food thing, man. You know, back in the day, it was a treat.
Yeah.
To now, but now it's like it is what it is. Like, you know, back in the day, hey, we Monday through whatever.
Yeah.
Saturday to Sunday, we may got a treat, like you know, at the end of the week, maybe that Saturday with some fast food or something like that. But now it's an everyday thing, because you know, back in the day, you know, everybody, you know, that's why I said, you know, it's a societal thing or whatever, or a generational thing. Well, however you want to use it. And cause see, back in our generation, you know, we ate what mom and grandmom cooked,
and that's it.
And then, you know, if you lucky on the weekends, you know, you might get something from Hardee's or something like that. But other than that, you know,
maybe
you won't get in that. But see, now it's a, you know, and that's where you're talking. That's where that diabetes and that heart disease and stuff kick in there when you're talking about the Burger King and the McDonald's and all that. Because now they just go, pull up to the drive-through any day of the week, any time of the week. He'll take these chicken nuggets and be quiet. For
24 hours a day, some of them.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is now, man.
And then they get obese because, you know, they don't go out the house. They play video games all day. Now let me say this. Not all of them play video games all day long. But what I'm saying is they don't get outside and get active. Back in the day, when they tell you, don't come back in here until I call you. And it may be, you know what, 11, 12 o'clock, they call you back in, get you something to eat. And you get back out and stay out and we was into something all the time, man. Now, you know, it ain't like that no more.
And see, that ain't just like people may hear comedians say that. That's real when they tell you to put your name on that cup.
Yeah.
And go outside and play. And when you want something to drink, you drink out of the water hose or either that pump water.
That's it.
You got your cup. Hey, don't come back in here right now.
Hey, bro, don't know nothing about that pump.
No, they don't.
Don't you pour that water in there, you got to prime it.
Like I said, different, you know, built different.
Built totally different.
Yeah.
And you got societal and policy issues. Now, this one is key. This is a key one. Factors such as poverty and lack of access to health care and unequal distribution of resources can cause health problems and contribute to shorter life expectancies. For example, you know, if you know your child wilding and they different, and so they go hanging out with somebody, and they mess around and get into some bad drugs or something. Yeah, don't act like they ain't different. Go take them. And sometimes, man, you know what? It ain't even the lack of.
Right.
It's just the people not wanting to go because they think that people gonna call their kids crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, that's what it is. If you're a little off, you're a little off.
Yep.
Get them the help you need.
Yeah, you got to address it, man. And, you know, ain't no shame, man. You got to, it is what it is, you know. Everybody ain't built the same. You know what I'm saying?
Man. But that's the thing, though. Everybody, you know, they so shame. Like, hey, you know, my kid, you know, they know the child could be autistic or anything else, but they don't want to address that. They want to overlook it, and that shortens their life expect because they don't know they can do something detrimental to them, to their own self.
Right. And little that they don't know, man. Little that they know is when you got parents like that, if they go ahead on and address that situation, they'll get mad respect.
Yeah.
For doing it. You know, like say, like, you know, if you got a kid or a child or whatever, like, look, hey, my kid, you know, we got that, and you know, they got like you said, autism, you know, so we trying to get the right help, you know, we trying to, you know, tap in with some programs and, you know, make his or her life easier and stuff like that. You know, people look at you, they'll respect you more versus you trying to hide it.
Yeah, man. And,
you know and that'll help other people. They see you doing it, like, well, man, maybe it ain't too bad to go get some help. Then they'll go. Some people go get help. They'll see other people doing it. They'll do it instead of being ashamed about it.
Exactly, man. And this is an old one, man, but I mean, it's still, I guess, reign true. The COVID pandemic and its associated healthcare disruptions have also played a role in the decline of life expectancy, especially in areas with higher rates of infection. Now, what they're saying in this is that if you go into any hospital right now, because of COVID, they still short of nurses and
Right.
you know, people that play these critical roles. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know, once COVID hit, a lot of people didn't even want to go back to work.
Yeah.
You know, and now when you go into these places, you trying to get the proper health care, and if they rushing you out because they don't have the manpower or woman power,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it, power
Right.
to get it done, guess what? They're going to rush you out. They miss
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then guess what? It shortens your life, not yours, but somebody's
Right.
life expectancy.
And another thing too, man, about that when you said about that COVID with the workforce, see, the COVID wiped out a lot of the workforce, or either they disabled. Well, you can still say wiped them out. What I mean by wiped them out, they killed a lot of them, the older people that was in the workforce, or either they became disabled and they couldn't go back. So that's where the shortage came in at too. And then the younger crew that was actually beginning to work, they after the COVID, they had to get thrusted into the workforce, and they really don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't have time to learn a lot from the older ones that was already in the business, because they got killed off or disabled, you know, whatever, they couldn't work no more.
Right.
So now when you run into the people that's working in these places like that with the attitudes, and they don't want to help you, and you know, and like you said, hurry up and get on out of here or whatever. That's when you run into those kind of people now, because they was like, they probably fresh in the workforce, and they wasn't expected to be thrusted into the situation that they in, because like I said, the COVID, they wiped out a whole lot of workforce, whether they killed them, whether they died, or they disabled and couldn't go back to work.
And that's what I was about to say. A lot of, you know, some of the reasons why, you know, based on the COVID pandemic, you know, a lot of young people lost parents.
Yeah.
You know, they lost, you know, brothers and sisters and favorite aunts and uncles and cousins. And that caused them to go into these downward spirals where they started drinking and started smoking, and they started doing drugs. And, you know, like some kids, they don't, I haven't done any hard drugs, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but for us, we knew when we were drinking that our max was when we started getting nauseous and everything started spinning, right?
Yeah.
But these drugs they got now, they make them feel so good, right? They don't know what they max, and they just keep going, and then they overdose and mix it with something else, and then before you know it, guess what? They in these places where you know, drug overdose, you know, alcohol, you out there driving drunk because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And this was killing these young people off. And go ahead, you got something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna I didn't know if you was getting ready to go to break or not, but I was gonna address something. Yeah, I was gonna address something with their COVID when you was talking about how the kids, or they lost parents.
Yep.
And then they take on drugs and stuff to cope, you know, I guess, cope with it, self-medicate.
Yeah.
But if you really think about it, it is bad. It's as bad as what it is. It is what it is, but it ain't no excuse or whatever. But the COVID was a time, man, it was so bad. Luckily, we were blessed that we didn't have to do this. But I know a lot of people that had to do this. Like when their parents died or their grandparents died, it was like they couldn't even have a funeral.
Yeah.
It was like they had to, I guess, graveside no more than 5 to 6 people, you know, stuff like that or whatever. So it was kind of like it was a real weird or world changing event.
Yeah.
When it hits, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people, there's probably a lot of people, they kind of gravitated to that self-medication, man. That was wild. Luckily, we were blessed that we didn't have to do none of that.
Yeah, for real. And like you said,
like,
man, that's
you couldn't like 5 people. Like they passed a day and then they burying them tomorrow, and it was like 5 or 6 people can only show up to the grave site,
if that,
stuff like that, if that, you know what I'm saying? So it was like weird, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
it was a bad situation, man, and a lot of them didn't get to grieve, and they still dealing with, you know, that side of it, and guess what? They still won't go get the help that they need.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And that all is doing is snowballing because they self-medicating with you know, the drugs or whatever it is they doing, man. But hey, we're right up against this break, y'all. We'll be right back to finish this thing up.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, hear the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Stand on these front lines. He'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Back to Man Talk 133 with Shawl and Daryl. What's happening, my people? We back. All right, so we was talking about, before we went to break, you were saying something about the COVID-19, the workforce, and how they didn't get to grieve and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Kids.
so the kids, didn't get to grieve. So I'm gonna go into some numbers of why it's so difficult. I got, how you online, you got people call you. You know what I'm saying? So
every time you do a live, somebody call you, right?
Yeah, just about, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it is difficult to give a single percentage for how many young people die young as it depends on how young is defined. We know how young is defined. Young people is young people. I know some people say if they 60 years old, anybody under them is young.
Right.
We get all that. All right.
Yeah.
However, it is clear that the mortality rates in younger people in the U.S. are higher than in any other income. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me rewind that, y'all.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. However, it is clear that mortality rates for young people in the United States are higher in many other higher income countries, and death rates are on the rise for some age groups. Give you an example. Here are some detailed breakdowns. Infants and young children. Infants are at the highest risk with 56.6 higher than 15 to 19-year-olds. Why do you think that? Infants, yeah. Why do you think that?
Probably the parents.
I would say so too. And then not just the parents, I would probably say more so, you know, they're more fragile. Like, you know, they have more like things that could happen, you know, or like somebody could drop them, which is a parent. But you know, they got like the what them things they can have that cause them the jerds, you know, where they got the flap work, stuff like that. So,
and I guess the reason why I say the parents, because I think that's at an all-time high too. I don't know what the numbers look like, but you know, when you got these young parents, they can't cope. Man. They can't cope, man, and they beating these babies, man. And I'm just looking at them like when you see it in the news and stuff, and I'm like, how do y'all like? But I know they probably on drugs or something, because I'm like, how do y'all do that? Right? You know what I'm saying? This society, man, these young kids, this young group that's having these kids. You supposed to love them babies, man. Like, how do you just like beat a baby like that? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Yeah, it's wild, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they don't know, man. And then the thing is that, like I said, man, they it's one of the things where they probably don't know their own strength, so they can hit it. Now, some of them, let's just be clear, dog. Let's clear the air.
Right.
Some of them, they mean what they doing.
Oh yeah,
because like you said, they could be on drugs, or they could be high, or they could, you know, whatever the case is. But some of them mean to do it because they get to the place where they stressed. You know, and once you get a young person stressed, and this problem, what they perceive as a problem, ain't going nowhere. So what you think they're gonna do? Try to eliminate the problem.
Yeah, they can't handle it. They ain't got that. Even though I ain't gonna, you know, even though they wasn't working, but I'm gonna use that. They don't have that. You probably got a better word for it than me, but they don't have that, like that work ethic, like you know what I'm saying. To handle that, to handle that problem, like, you know, cause you know these young people, let's say in their 20s, going into their 30s, you know, they was always coddled.
Yep.
You know, they was like the PlayStation babies or whatever you want to call them. Sega Genesis, whatever. So they was coddled.
Yep.
So they don't. So now they parents. They are parents themselves. So they don't know how to, like I said, use the work ethic like we did in raising our kids. They don't know how to use their work ethic because they was always coddled. So when they see the problem, like you said, they don't know how to handle the problem. They just try to get rid of it.
That's it. That's
what I'm saying.
They try to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And they don't think rationally, because, you know, I think they said 24 is when you're that frontal lobe, 25 or something, when this is fully developed. So if you're 18 or 19, they don't really think it all the way through. It's not a real solid thought process. You know, they just think, well, if I can get rid of this problem, and I'm probably not gonna get caught because it's my baby. You know, it ain't gonna catch me, or it ain't gonna do nothing to me because it's my baby.
And that's
why I get rid of this problem.
Right. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why I think that is more and more and more. If you take notice that, I know you have, if you really take notice at it, that's why it's more and more and more and more grandparents and great grandparents usually is stepping in or babysitting or keeping these kids, even though it's not their responsibility. they probably see like they probably see that their kids or their grandkids can't handle that problem. So by them being old school parents like we were and like mom them was, they can handle those kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can handle the crying, and what they need, they can tolerate that. But these young kids can't do that. That's probably why you see a lot more grandparents or great grandparents that's actually because there's a lot of them that's doing it, and they're actually keeping their grandkids or their great grandkids now. Not keeping them like, as in the parent is out of their life, but I'm like they're babysitting them or they keeping them or whatever, what I'm
all
saying?
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I agree. And then the next section, man, set is adolescents in the US, 58.9% deaths per 58.9 deaths per 100,000 adolescents aged in between 15 to 19 years old occur each year. That's a high rate, dog.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's an extremely high rate, man, for it to be like that. But check this out, though. Young adults 25 to 44, which I won't try to go that high, but I'm gonna just get the numbers because they gave them. Mortality rates for young adults have been rising with an excess death rate 70% higher than expected in 2023.
Man, you said from 25 to 44?
25 to 44. That's that range. Hey, it had a 70%. Well, yeah, that high because it was 70% higher than expected.
I would have thought it was like I guess because I see it a lot, hear of it a lot. I would think more of it would be more of the high schoolers.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Right, but that's
not infants.
Right, I would think it'd be like the high school / middle school, high school. I would have said the 11, 12 to the 24 range, 23-year-old range.
Yeah, not 25 to 44.
But you saying 25 to 44 is like a wow.
Yeah, man, it was 70% higher than what they expected in 2023.
Man.
That's that age, man, where they trying to figure it out. But there's also that age where they do a lot of partying and use a lot of exotic drugs.
That's right.
And do a lot of drinking and driving, and doing a lot of crazy stuff, which I'm about to get into that right now. You're going to be like, you're going to say the same thing I said. Now, let me read this one first. The leading causes of death for young people, injuries including motor vehicle accidents. We talked about that, suicide and homicide are significant factors. Folk getting smoked out, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what I said. I said, young people. Why? Factors contributing to higher death rates, risk-taking behavior. Young people are more likely to engage in risky behaviors like driving under the influence, using drugs, and engaging in violence.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons, one of the major reasons why this risk taking. You know how when they go on, stand on this ledge and take a picture and take a video for try to jump from one building to the other one.
Man, indeed, like you said, people they get so now is an all-time high now. People running from the police, like they'll let the police stop them, and then police come up to the car, they take off. Or either they see the police parked there and they gonna run past them running about 110 or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, risk takers. You know what I'm saying?
Risk taking behavior, man. And that right there is one of the main reasons why they have a high death rate. I mean, it's crazy. If y'all think young folks, y'all think y'all can get away with that, it ain't happening. I'm telling you that right now. And we also go ahead.
No, we're gonna say real quick though. Now the homicide part. Now, I can probably not me seeing it personally, but I can see why they doing it because, like, these guys now, man, these young guys now, they can get their hands on weapons. Yeah, at an all-time high now. So weapons and alcohol.
Yeah,
it don't take nothing for them to spray somebody.
For real, man.
And then when they wake up the next morning, they be like, man, I wish I hadn't have done that.
Too late.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
you done the damage now. Now you got to pay. You got to pay the price, bro. But that when I read that, I was like, this risk taking thing, man, is going out of control because people want to go. They want to go viral. You've seen people do stuff on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and all that stuff like that. Hey, we're up against a break. We'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
It's time for a vacation, and Fairway Travels is here to share great specials for you to choose from. Discover the charm and features of one of Sandals' 16 all-inclusive, luxury included, adults-only resorts, or a family-friendly beaches destination in the Caribbean. Or how about a couples resort in Jamaica? If cruising's your preference, get Thunderstroke aboard Carnival Cruise Lines or set sail on an award-winning Royal Caribbean ship. Join Virgin Voyages now for a wonderful adults-only sailing. It doesn't matter if you choose to travel by plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, or rowboat, we can help you reach your dream destination. Contact Fairway Travels today at 228-365-1012. That's 228-365-1012. Or email bookitnow247@gmail.com. Fairway Travels, where your journeys keep satisfying.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Come back to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl, man. Shout out to all the artists, man.
Yes, sir.
Veterans, I think it was coffee day today, dog. We had coffee the whole show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, coffee was on there today, all day.
Shout out to coffee, dog. You see what I'm saying? We had them all day today. It was a coffee show, dog. And so we're gonna jump right back into it because I got a lot to cover. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to all that, but we're gonna see what we can do, dog. Next one we already know is mental health. We know that mental health issues, suicide is a major cause of death. And mental health issues are on the rise. Now think about that, dog. That is when you in your mind can do that, it's definitely something wrong. Like you see people stick a gun in their mouth and all this stuff. There's something definitely is a little bit, just a tad bit off, right? And but people miss it. They miss it because you know why? They don't want nobody to call their child crazy.
Right.
I'm just saying they go shoot up schools and all kind of stuff.
They, like I said, man, they know, man. It's like, when your kid or you seen some kids, because I've seen some like not the family members or nothing like that. I seen you seen them too. When those kids, they kind of like loners and they kind of, they kind of off to themselves, whatever. Now, some people can be off to themselves like that, but you have seen some people, because I know I have that. You can tell that they just ain't all the way there.
Yeah, they ain't all the way there. Yeah.
But like you said, their parents don't want to admit and go ahead and try to get help for them and whatever. What I'm saying? So, yeah.
And then, the next one, dog, is gun violence. U.S. has the highest rate of gun violence, which contributes to both homicides and suicide. We just talking about that. You stick a gun in your mouth and pull the trigger on it. It's definitely something wrong, dog. You definitely something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, that's definitely spiritual. You ask me, devil or something, because it ain't no way nobody in their right mind can just put that gun to their head like that, bro, or in their mouth.
Dude.
And I'll say one thing real quick on that. Like what amazes me when I hear people do that. Now you have people that come to the gun classes all the time, right?
Yep.
Female, let's say females, because we had a lot of females with my kid. So guys do too, right? But you got a lot. Just use female. You got a lot of females that come to the gun class. They don't know how to operate a gun. They scared to hold a gun. They scared to shoot the gun. But when it's time for them to commit suicide, they can do everything so perfectly.
Yep.
I just can't wrap my hands around it. I don't understand how that, you know what I'm saying? How that works with, they can load it. They can put magazine in it. They can rack it back. They can put it to. But if they go to the gun class, they scared of a gun.
Spiritual, dog. It ain't them doing it. They influenced by another entity. Yeah. Definitely influenced by another entity, dog. That instructs them to do, like you heard some people that have done some crazy stuff. They said this voice told me to do it, told me to do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. All that, bro. I get it because it can happen. But the way our court system set up, they don't care about no other voice. No, you can try to act like you insane.
We're gonna lock both of y'all up.
You and the voice go to jail. Well, you got somebody to talk to there.
Yeah, since you got two personalities, we're gonna lock both of y'all up.
Both of y'all we'll give you double the time. We were gonna give you 50, now we're gonna give you 100 for the other. We'll give you 50 and 50. We'll give you 100 for both of y'all. Anxiety and depression are prevalent among teenagers, with a significant percentage experiencing these disorders. That anxiety, dog, is, it's kind of hard for me to kind of explain it because I understand, you got school, we had school. You got computers and all that. We had, somewhat computers back then.
We had encyclopedias. That's what I tell my kids.
Yeah. That we definitely had that. You had to go to going to the library.
Yeah, we had to go to the bookcase and find. I said, y'all got the information right there on y'all's phone in your computer, and you still don't want to do it.
Yeah, still don't want to do it, dog. We used to have to go to the library and write all of it down.
Right, and I know sometimes I might sound hard or whatever online. I talk to I put it out there because that's what we supposed to do. But I tell my kids, look, we had to go to the encyclopedia, got A through Z, and find whatever we need. Yeah, write it down and stuff like that. Do our research with it. Y'all got your phone, you got your iPad, you got all this. You still don't want to do it, and then you talking about anxiety. I'm like, I don't even want to hear that. That's what I would say. Some people be like, "Oh, he wrong. He just, he shouldn't even be saying that." But that's how I feel sometimes in most cases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't care about none of that, dog.
Go to the dictionary. They don't even look in the dictionary.
Nah, I know they go to their phone. There's a dictionary on my phone. They type the word in, they give them out 8 different definitions. I don't know what.
Right. See what I'm saying? So, but I feel you though on that anxiety though. I do. I really do. But I just had to put that out there.
Yeah, man. Then another one is these mood disorders, conditions like bipolar disorder, seasonal affective disorder, and climatic disorder are significantly impact a teenager's ability to function normally. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this.
Go ahead.
That right there falls square on the parents again, dog.
Yeah,
I got to give it to them.
Yeah,
I know when there's something going on with your child, dog.
Yeah.
You can't like not, you can't overlook that. If they tripping and you like that, bro, he used to act like this. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? One minute he nice, he like that. He like the Sour Patch, dog. 1 minute sweet, next minute he's sour. He don't. He want to turn the house up 1 minute, the next minute, he act like he ain't done nothing.
Right.
I'm just saying, like Sour Patch, dog. And then we got disorders like ADHD and conduct disorder can affect the teenagers' education and increase the risk of criminal behavior. Now, all of these things that we reading, I know is why young people die so young. Now, the twist on this topic is they can die physically and they can die spiritually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this right here, these disorders that I just read, bipolar, ADHD, it just takes everything away from them. They can't function as a regular person.
Right.
They just can't, not unless you, even with medication, you can still tell when something is a little off with somebody. You can tell.
Now, you probably did a little bit more research than I have on that ADHD. Now, I've heard some people, and I agree with them too. Now, I heard some people, and I've seen some people, like kids, that they say they might have ADHD, But I heard the people say, the only thing they need is they need that belt.
I believe that too. In some cases, I agree with that.
Yeah, before the ADHD kicked all the way, whatever they saying or using or whatever. Because see, like I said, parents don't whoop. They don't. I'm gonna say whoop. People, like we say, people don't whoop the kids no more.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't do that no more. You got to put some wood to them when they growing up, so they'll know the land, the lay of the law, the land of the law, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ain't discrediting all this ADHD and stuff that you naming though. But in some cases, some parents are so quick to say that their kids got ADHD and stuff like that when they really don't.
Exactly. And you get now with
they just got behavioral problems, and you could have handled that, and you can still handle it, but you choose not to.
And the teachers stop letting the teachers label y'all kids. They ain't counselors, psychologists, none of that. Stop them letting them label your kid. Something gotta be wrong. We need to put them on some of that Ritalin. And next thing you know,
first thing they want to do, put them on some medicine.
That's it, dog. You need to put them on that belt. Remember them switches they used to hit and wrap around your leg 3 times, and that little piece popped it.
Yeah, the switch that they used to braid it up.
Wrap around your arm.
Yeah, that's what they need.
If they had sewers back in the day, they would have swear up and down we would got child abuse, doc.
You right.
You right. Get tore all 2 pieces with, and they will make you go get it. No, you go get it and bring it back. And if you get a little one, they grab you by your arm and drag you to the tree, and then they pull one off, and then they beat you with the leaves on it. I'm just saying, y'all, they don't know nothing about that, though. And
that's what I tell people. I said, I know they might have heard that some comedians say that, but a lot of comedians, they came up the way we did. And that's true. That's true how they did it back then.
Yeah, man. And so y'all know, how we do here on this show, dog.
Oh, yeah.
We gave the problem. We know what the problem is. Now we got to get some solutions. Let me say this too before I get into that. Young people, if any young people end up seeing this show, or parents end up y'all see this show, listen, young kids, if you start feeling weird, you'll handle that. You tell your parent, hey, look, something ain't going on right with me. I don't know what it is. And parents, if they come to you like that, do not shun them. There ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't crazy.
Right.
They ain't saying they crazy. They just saying they ain't feeling like they used to feel, dog. You dig what I'm saying? Need to talk to somebody. Let me run through these real quick because I think we got like 2 minutes left.
2. You can finish everything off.
All right. 5 solutions that can help young people. What's a solution to help prevent young people from dying young? Is a multifaceted approach that's needed, focusing on both individual health behaviors and broader societal factors. This includes promoting healthy lifestyles, improving access to quality health care, addressing mental health concerns. We just talked about that. Implementing safety measures, promoting healthy lifestyles, promoting substance abuse, preventing substance abuse, avoid tobacco use and binge drinking of alcohol. That's one. This is one, but it's some up under that. Encourage physical activity, get outside and go do something. Right. Control modifiable risk factors, managing obesity, blood sugar, get active. Stop laying around the house and stop eating all this sugar, sweets like that. Prioritize, get sleep, address food insecurity, ensure access to nutritious food for all young people. Right. Improve access to quality health care. That's number 2. Number 3, implement safety measures, firearm safety. Enact broad safety measures related to gun and ownership, including security storage of firearms and ammunition. Road safety, promote safe driving practices and prioritize infrastructure improvements. Number 4, address socioeconomic factors, reduce poverty, improve education, address systemic racism, because that's another thing too. Right. Number 5, raise awareness and promote prevention, educate the public, support mental health awareness, promote suicide prevention. These things right here can help your kids live a longer and healthier life. you got to promote that suicide prevention. Even when they start feeling weird, offer resources and support for individuals struggling with suicidal thoughts. If somebody say, I don't feel like living no more, don't take that as a joke.
Yeah, go and address that, yo.
That's a real thing. Y'all need to address that. So, hey, we thank y'all for tuning in to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl. And to the next time, thank y'all for tuning in. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.